Moving on, let's talk about assignments. And the way I prefer, I guess the way I recommend you do the assessments each week is do the assignments first, and then do the quizzes, because the assignments will help in some of the quiz questions. And again, I guess you'll see soon the quizzes come from a random pool of questions. So just because you may have studied a lot about translation, you might not necessarily show up on the quizzes. But in general, the assignments are there to support the quizzes. Okay, so let's click on the assignments. So do the assignments first before you do the quizzes. And all the assignments that are available are going to be listed here. The open date is when it's available to you for you to do. The due date is when it's due. And again, I don't accept anything after the due date, so make sure you get it done by then. But since we're all going to do our assignments first, that's not going to be an issue. And the status here tells you what the status of your assignment is, whether it's not started, or whether it's returned, or whether it's been submitted. Right? So let's show you what an assignment looks like. Click on Module 2. So in general, the assignments are going to be like this. The instructions are going to be the questions. Right? So in this case, it's questions are here, and then you have a text box down here to do the assignment. So what I recommend is you take the questions and paste it into Laulima. And with Laulima, it's always going to be this allow access thing, so just click on that twice. And there's the questions. Now that the questions are there, you can answer the questions. Let's see, 6 types of microscopy, so let's go right field, dark field, confocal, etc., etc. You get the point. And then make sure that you answer the question as asked. So often what I'll find is that people will go and go to Wikipedia and they write like microscopy, and then just like copy whatever it says in Wikipedia and paste it on here. But it doesn't necessarily answer the question. So you're not going to get your points for that. Remember, every single point counts, right? So in this case, 6 types of light microscopy and their advantages. Very simple. Bright field, inexpensive, easy to use. Oops. Alright, it's just that's all I'm really looking for. Dark field, doesn't require stains. Confocal, 3D images, high resolution, 4 light microscopes, blah blah blah. Alright, so just answer the question as asked. I don't require a lot of writing, just enough writing to ensure that you understand what these concepts are about. Sometimes you're going to be asked to submit an attachment. So in that case, you click on Add Attachment, and then it'll take you to this Add Attachment to Assignment page. Click on Browse. Pick up whatever file. Open your browse on your computer somewhere, and then once it gets attached, processing. There we go. That's the file. Make sure that's the right one. If it's the wrong one, you can click on Remove. And then click on Continue if it's right. So in this case, that's the one I want to do. File will be there. You can save your draft if you need time to do something else while you haven't finished yet. And I recommend you save your draft as often as possible. Laulima, I think if it's 30 or 60 minutes of inactivity, will kick you off the server. And typing in a text box does not count as activity. So if you're sitting there taking your time doing the assignment, and then you click on Submit, you'll have been logged off and you lose all your work. So what I recommend is do one question, save draft. Do another question, save draft. And save as often as you can. If you want to see what it looks like, you click on Preview. Otherwise, you click on Submit when you're ready to go. And then when you go back to your assignment list, it will have said, I guess you have to look at it. It will have said submitted, and that's the date that you submitted, date and time. And then it'll come to me. After I grade it, return it to you, and if I've graded it and marked it and returned it, it'll say returned, and you can click on Module 1, read over the comments that I make. So I keep the comments as brief as possible just because there's a volume to mark. But if you get, for example, if you get it right, like in this case, everything's right, amazing answer, yay me. Something like this, the answer's fine, so I'll just say good. If the answer is too brief, I'll say I need more from you, or often what I'll do is I'll prompt you to what it is that I'm looking for, or maybe find a place where you can find more information. Often it's a discussion board. And then there'll be a set of comments down here, right? So it's like I have great potential, right? So just make sure that you take a look at the feedback that you get, and ideally they're here to help you out and then do well in the quizzes and exams. Clicking on back to list gets you back to the beginning, and there you go. And that's your assignments, right? So again, do your assignments first. They're designed to help you with the quizzes, and then you go on to do the quizzes.